you guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am going to record video number 2 or part 2 of the McCall 199 pattern haul. I purchased several patterns over the weekend, over Easter holiday weekend, and in my first video I did a haul showing you the patterns I purchased that were along the Sew for Fun line of McCall and some of the level 1, level 2 patterns from the McCall line. So this is part 2, the final video of that haul, and I wanted to break it up because I didn't want the first video to be way too long, and just wanted to give you guys something else to look at in your time. So the patterns I have here, they are not from the Learn to Sew for Fun line. They're not level 1, level 2. They're just basic patterns I purchased during the haul. Some of them are really popular new patterns from the spring line at McCall, while some may not be so new. So the first pattern I have here is M8245. And I'm going to apologize. The first video I did, some of the number for the pattern was cut off, so you weren't able to see the entire pattern envelope in the frame. So hopefully I'll do much better with this video here. So again, this pattern here is M8245, and it looks like a long kimono jumpsuit set with 4 different views in it. There's a romper set here, a dress here. There is the cardigan, and then this is the full length jumpsuit. This pattern, I don't think this is from the new line, but it could be. I remember going to Joann some time ago looking for this pattern on a pattern sale, and I wasn't able to find it. So I was glad I was able to get it on this this trip to Joann over the holiday weekend. So again, this is McCall 8245. The next pattern here is M8252. This is a really cute cutout dress. It's highly coveted for the spring line of McCall this season. Again, I went to find this pattern on our previous trip to Joann. Did not find it. I was able to find it on this recent Joann trip, and it was the very last pattern in the drawer, and there was no pattern on display. So I was able to pick up the very last pattern of this design. There are 3 views here, and as you can see, each view has this really cute cutout on the side, which I really like. I don't know that I'm ready to do a cutout just yet. I have some fitness goals I want to meet before I go down that road, but I am very glad to have this in my collection now. I can definitely see this for a date night or maybe even a formal event. I'm not sure. Again, it just depends on what fabric I use for this design here. And it does say that the fabric choices are, or the suggested fabrics are, cotton blends, poplin, taffeta, and sateen. So certainly the sateen and possibly the taffeta. I have to see what the taffeta is, but definitely I can see this dress in a sateen fabric choice. And on the back, as you can see, this can actually be done as a 2-piece, so it doesn't have to connect, you know, making it a 1-piece dress. I can do a 2-piece variation as well. So this is an average skill set for sewing, but again, once I work my way through the Learn to Sew and the level 1, level 2, I should be in a position to work on this pattern choice here. And again, this is McCall's M8252. Another dress from McCall 8088. 3 variations of this simple dress. I'm saying simple because it looks pretty, you know, simple in terms of the design. I don't know how simple the construction will be, but there are 3 variations here. There's a short dress with just more of a straight hemline. Here's view B with a high-low hemline, and then view C, which I think I don't know the difference between view C and view B. They both have this high-low in the front and back. It looks like from the back, view B, so this hemline is not as high up. It's a little lower than it is on view C. So that's the difference. I think one is longer than the other also. So this is supposed to be an easy pattern with 9 pieces. And it does give suggested fabrics of challis, charmeuse, crepes, and your stable knits. Right, so the length of the dresses are different, as well as the high hem in the front. And clearly this is just a shorter dress, like a half wrap or a wrap dress. This pattern here is M7624 McCall, and it looks like a kimono style dress. I'm gonna say kimono style based off the sleeve and the neckline on view C and D. This is a really longer version, so this is view B, and then view A, just a short V-neck, like a flare dress. And they call this a Mrs. dress, loose-fitting pullover dresses with front gathers and elastic waistband. You can have a sleeve and length variation. And looking at the line drawings here, they look like they all have that gather around the waist area, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so this is McCalls M7624. I really got this for VB. I like the long dress and I guess that's still a cold shoulder look. Another dress by McCalls, M7537. 4 different dress looks, 4 different variations of the dress. This here has the string and the bust area. Looks like these here are just different in length and the sleeve, perhaps. And this looks like it has a little bit of something on the waistband and a puffy sleeve, it looks like. M7537. Semi-fitted dresses have side zipper, gathered or straight midriff, gathered skirt, neckline, and sleeve variations. Suggested fabrics are your cotton blends, challis, doby, or sateen. I have never heard of doby before. I need to see what the doby fabric is. If you know what doby is, please feel free to reference it below in the comments, but I'll do some research online to see what doby is once I decide to work on this particular pattern here, to see what my best choice would be. So this here is a simple vest. It's McCalls M8050. This has 3 variations, it looks like, different in length. And I think view A is slightly shorter than view D. But this was a nice vest. I could see this just how she's wearing with a t-shirt, some jeans, maybe even some shorts or something, just for like a quick casual run. It has 13 pieces, which I think is really, really interesting for this vest to have 13 pieces. But at any rate, it gives you all the different lines here, all the different line variations here. Thought this would be a quick sew, but I'm not sure. 13 pieces seems to be a lot. It gives me some suggested fabrics here. There's some notions here that are needed, some buttons. Basically buttons is all this is here for the notions. But yeah, this seems pretty complicated. 13 pieces for this vest. That's interesting. But we'll see how complicated this is once I start to sew it up at some point. So this pattern here, I picked up, I really overlooked it, or not overlooked it. What can I say? I heard and saw this pattern referenced so many times by different sewists, and every time I've seen it, I've like not put it in my list of patterns to get. But when I was in McCall's, I'm sorry, when I was in Joann, I saw the McCall pattern on the display. I looked at it and then I was like, no, I don't need it. But then I was like, well, you know what? I don't typically wear purses this size. I like bigger bags. But my oldest daughter now is starting to get into wanting to wear purses. She typically likes to wear her little book bags on her back, but she has been getting into purses lately. So I thought maybe, just maybe, I could do this pattern and maybe do a couple of like, you know, personal handcrafted or handmade purses for her. So depending on how big they are, I mean, these look like they're just average size. That would be too big for her, but at least, you know, A, B, E, and D look like they'd be a reasonable size for a 10-year-old. So we'll see. But doesn't seem to be much to it. This is M8272. It does have 14 pieces. So again, there are quite a few pattern pieces to make these bags. One requires a zipper, well, two require a zipper, one requires a magnetic snap, and the other requires a chain of your length of choice. So I will have to just be very strategic in how I guess, you know, decide which one I want to do for her. And yeah, just take my time working through it. There are some suggested fabrics here of cotton blends, twill, synthetic leather, and synthetic suede. Of course, there's a lining that's needed, cotton blend or lining fabric, and then interfacing is needed for all of the different variations, A, B, C, D, and E, which makes sense. It's a purse, so you want to have some stability on the on the purse, so that, you know, it doesn't fold in and lose its shape over time. So again, this pattern is M8272. So this pattern here, this is a display number. So if you see this on display in Joann, it's going to reference this number here, R11415. But the actual pattern itself, the pattern number, is on the inside. And the pattern number is M8271. M8271. So one size tote bag. And they have some clutches here as well. So I've done a few tote bags just from watching some, you know, DIY tutorials on YouTube. Taking a class with someone, I did a couple of tote bags, but this one here, I like the shape of it. I like this this rope. I love that rope look, and it forces me to also just kind of get into using patterns more and learn how to use patterns to construct a tote bag. So I do have this here. Again, this is a part of the McCall, I believe, their most recent spring pattern release. And yeah, I'm going to do my best to work on this at some point in time. And the final pattern I picked up in the McCall pattern sale at Joann was this pattern here, M8241. So this pattern here, I actually thought I already owned this pattern in my collection of patterns, and I purchased some fabric to go along with it. And it was not until I got home and was ready to work on the pattern, I realized I did not have the pattern. I don't know how that happened, but I was so excited to do view B here. I went out and I bought some yellow, really pretty yellow sweater knit, and I was excited. I got my thread, I got my my fabric, I had all my tools, everything ready, my notions ready. I was going to try to go ahead and tackle it, watching a sew along, and I realized I didn't have the pattern, so I had to go and wait until McCall had their pattern sale to go pick up the pattern, so I could go ahead and work on the sweater. So I don't think I'll make this a priority now because fall is a little ways out, but I do think come the end of summer, as I try to start working on some of my fall makes, I will go ahead and make sure I put this at the top of my list now that I have the pattern. But it's a basic poncho. It has tassels on one of the views. This one here has a straight hemline with this sleeve here, which is what drew my attention, the hemline and the sleeve. And this one here has a not asymmetrical, I'm not sure what kind of hemline you call this, but this kind of like U-shaped, upside down U-shaped hemline. So yeah, and it has a different neckline as well. This has more of the turtleneck collar, I guess, while this has none. So yeah, I was excited when I saw this in the drawer. I definitely picked it up this go around so I can make sure I work on it for my fall make. And this does require stretch knit, a sweater knit, French terry, sweatshirt fleece, or cotton knit. Yeah, so this has 4 pieces, which I thought was really good. It's a very easy pattern here with 4 pieces, so it shouldn't be too complicated. But again, as a new sewist, we'll see how complicated it really is when I go ahead and open this up and get working on it. But this is McCalls M8241. So this is the final video for my McCalls pattern haul. I got these patterns. I'm going to add them to my collection. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think I need to purchase any more patterns for a while. I've got quite a few patterns that I can start working on and just get my hands really into like making garments. So it'll be a while before I do any more pattern shopping. But I am excited about the patterns I purchased over the holiday break. And I am going to do my best to, get started working on some and keeping you all in the loop on what I'm doing. So I am going to sign off for now, and I will take some time this evening to work on my 2-piece skirt and top set. I am now working on phase 3 of that, where I am working on preparing the fabric. I'm going to be doing my ironing and cutting out my fabric pieces according to the pattern that I've self-drafted. So I hope to work on that this evening. I'll probably do about an hour total, 30-minute chunks of time, 30, and see how far along I can get on that. But yeah, so this is it for this video, and I hope you all are having a great day or a great evening. And until next time, God bless, and thanks for watching. Bye.